Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, boys and girls, grandpas and grandmas, whole fucking family. Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm one J.
Today we're going to talk about House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 4. Full spoilers ahead for the entire season, the whole series, Game of Thrones. Big shout out to Scott Walker, ZZ, Ui Chan Hong, Jasmine, Kayla Marie, and all our 41 loyal subscribers. Please leave a reply and like. Here we go.
Man, that sounds like a lot. 41. It used to be like 27 or something. Now it's 41.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man. Explosive 41 growth.
41 Pretorians of the JoeJinMovieSoAwesome empire.
We're labeling them now. They're Pretorians. So, like, the later joiners will be like...
okay, you know what? 41 gods. Our gods. We must worship you. You are not God.
Olympus.
Yeah. Man, but I gotta say... This episode was worth the build-up.
That's right. We finally had that dragon-on-dragon fight that we have anticipated for a long time.
And I was wrong about a lot of things, man. Like the depiction was so well done in the fact to show us how chaotic it actually is. Because to be honest, I don't think even Vhagar arriving in time would have made because, common sense makes you think 2-on-1 Dragon 2 will be an advantage, right? But they fight like hawks.
Yeah.
With fire spitting hawks is what they are. And I did get a sense that Meleys and Rhaenys were the most competent there. But even during that fight, what surprised me was how much Meleys was holding on her own against Vhagar.
Yeah,
it was
because the size difference is considerable.
Yeah.
Meleys it's a pretty big dragon because we saw in the end of season 1 when she escapes from the dragon pit, it's massive. But Vhagar is just on another level basically.
Yeah,
but I knew that when what's his name, Aegon and Sunfire approached Meleys, I just knew that he was not going to be a match because she's a seasoned rider.
Right.
Meleys is also a seasoned dragon, so as expected, she just basically pushes him aside. In an instant.
They did such a great job because they have limited time, and I think they were really good at showing the situation efficiently. For example, Aegon doesn't speak Valyrian, but I feel a competent dragon rider by definition has to speak Valyrian because I just feel the dragons understand that better.
Yeah,
and I liked how she said faster, Sunfire, Dracarys, and finally we get a new Valyrian word from Meleys. Agnon, or was it? It means attack. We never heard that word before, and it turns out that's where the dragons does the hawk move, and that was really well done.
Yeah,
And R.I.P. to Rhaenys, man. She died such a Targaryen. Because,
she ended all with class.
Yeah.
But that's what got herself killed. Because remember, I just can't help but think about what she did in season 1. Because she could have ended all war, right then and there. When she escaped the dragon pit and her Meleys was facing the high towers and Aegon and everybody. She could have just finished them all right there, but she was a classy lady.
Yeah, and then even here,
she could have flown off.
No, but I don't think.
But
exactly.
like
her dignity prevents
her dignity and her
warrior
her
Targaryen
conviction as a leader. She was. We can see in her face that she was fearing the situation. She was scared of Vhagar.
I don't know about scared. She was contemplating her options.
Yeah.
I don't think she's a coward by any means.
But she knew if she left, that the castle will fall, everybody's gonna die, so she made her way back to fight. And
not only that, I think most Targaryens won't retreat in that situation. And given how well Meleys fought, I thought, because if you think about it, in Rhaenys' mind, what's up, ZZ?
ZZ, what's up?
If she can stop Vhagar here, because Sunfire's already down, she can protect her family. Because she has granddaughters that are dragon riders, and I thought it was just like a soldier thing to do. No, I'm not backing down. yeah, I can run away, but like that's a one point. Another point is if I'm gonna. It's her personal dignity too. I'm a Targaryen. Fuck that. And then if I can succeed, then I can do a major blow to the Greens.
Yeah, and they're gonna have like a ballad on me for the rest, like all eternity.
Yeah.
But eventually, that's what cost her life.
But I do wish like I had mixed feelings about that attack though, because on one hand, I do like how like Vhagar is always presented as this shark. Remember when he killed Lucerys? He came from the clouds like a predator.
He comes up from the bottom
like a predator.
Yeah.
And here they do that again. But I was thinking, she's a seasoned dragon rider. Don't you think if you can't spot your enemy, you would just fly up? Because to get the visual,
get better vision.
Yeah, I did think like, oh my god, they're setting up her to die when she looked at all the damage that has been caused.
Not just the damage, but she was checking if Vhagar was still down there. But Vhagar was gone. That's when she instantly knows that it's flying out there somewhere.
Yeah. But I feel like she should have gone up, like to get the capital view. And man, and when Vhagar snatched Meleys, that was like you could tell like the writers were like really into this fight choreography.
Yeah.
This has to be perfect. It has to be animal-like, chaotic. Because I think that's how birds fight.
Yeah.
Because if have you ever seen like a bald eagle mating season video? Like I think that's how like they fight.
Yeah. They basically claw into the other bird's chest and basically like stab them.
Yeah. Oh, and it turns out like dragon blood is hot. When Sunfire was coming down and then it hit the soldiers, I was like, damn.
I think that's what kind of like dragons use as fuel to breathe fire, maybe.
Yeah.
But I was kind of disappointed at the fact that, you know, when Vhagar bit on Meleys' neck, I was hoping that Vhagar would just like decapitate Meleys in a more horrible way, or you know, like just at the moment when she's about to breathe fire, and he bites it down and it kind of explodes or something.
No, but
something
then,
more dramatic.
No, but then we don't get that beautiful moment of Meleys looking at Rhaenys, looking at her. Like it's up to interpretation, but I just felt like it was that bond. Because the craziest thing about that's why we titled this "No Dragon on Dragon Violence." But it turns out dragons are extremely sentient, big dogs with wings.
But you know, I mean, you said they're sentient, but then it makes me wonder. Vhagar used to be Meleys' daughter-in-law's dragon for her entire life.
No, Meleys' daughter, not daughter-in-law. Lenore is her daughter. Lena.
No, Meleys is the dragon's name.
Yo, okay.
No, Rhaenys.
Okay.
Daughter. Oh, yeah. It's not daughter-in-law. Daughter. That's right.
Yeah.
Because she's a Valyrian.
Daughter.
Yeah, Valyrian. So that was her daughter's dragon, which means Vhagar and Meleys, they used to hang together all the time for decades.
Oh yeah. No, but if you're gonna open that can of worms,
wouldn't that be funny if they're sentient and they're intelligent? They would probably like speak to each other in, I don't know, like high Valyrian, or they would like have this, you know, just like whales or elephants. They kind of have this like sonic sound communication or something. It's like, oh, yo, how have you been? And blah blah blah. They make us fight each other. Yo, fuck this. I don't know, some sort of communication. Because they've spent to get so much time together growing up. How can they just turn on each other like that?
You know what?
I mean, we can just
talk about that. Don't we have to go back to? We have to talk about their intel. I think it's ambiguous because Drogon obviously knew that the Iron Throne killed her mom, so
he melted it,
and look at Jon Snow and like, you know what? I understand. I fucking hate you, but I get it. It flies off. So like no, because like according to your logic, then as soon as the Civil War started, all dragons should have refused to come out of their dragon pit and protest.
You're telling me to kill my own brother and sister?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah. Like dragon, like hey, you know what? That would be actually like an interesting scene, like down like season 4 or something, where a dragon is really tired, but
and then they have this like they summon this like committee. And all the dragons like fight together in this like dragon pit that people didn't even know about.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk, man.
And they convene.
No, that's going too crazy now. That is because
and this is the real House of the Dragon.
Yeah, might as well have them talk now, right?
Yeah.
You know what? We can always talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, but anyway, no, but I did feel like the scenes were efficient because I felt like they tried to present like the personality of the dragons. Because you remember Sunfire is really happy to see Aegon, and then like he rubs the face in like a dog, and then they go out excited, while Vhagar is like, not yet. Vhagar's like, oh fuck, okay, so tired. Yeah, and I just love how Vhagar is just presented as this lazy grandma who has a short fuse. If she gets pissed off,
like, fuck this.
The moment she hit the ground, you know she's not happy. She's like, what the fuck?
Something.
Yeah, no, but that was
a bitch.
Yo, that was a badass scene though. When they fall down and Vhagar just crashes down, and then flies again in like anger. Like fuck, what the fuck?
In slow motion, it just crushes these soldiers. That was a powerful scene.
Yeah, that was a great scene. Oh, and it turns out this could have been a win for Team Green, because Cole's plan was sound. I don't know if it's Aemond and Cole's plan or Cole's plan that he suggested to Aemond.
That was pretty.
That was a good plan.
Well thought out.
Yeah,
and even with Sunfire's interruption in the battle, they did eventually manage to kill their dragon. Yeah, which is basically here. It's like one of the ultimate weapons.
Yeah. We forgot to talk about the important one. Never fuck with Aemond. Never insult this one-eyed person, okay? he will kill you. Yeah. He will hey.
Doesn't matter if it's your brother.
No, but remember, I did feel for Aemond because, Aegon never respected Aemond. Like, even though he knows that, like, his younger brother is, like, a competent, like, military man.
And in season 1, we also saw the young Aemond. They used to make fun of him. Yeah. Yeah. They teased him. They made fun of him.
No, but I do feel like this is a direct response to, remember that prostitute house scene from the prior episode.
He's still holding a grudge.
Yeah.
And another question I had while watching this episode is, how far does this like damage from the dragon fire go? Because remember, in Game of Thrones, Daenerys Targaryen was basically like fireproof.
Yeah. No, but it didn't look fireproof here.
Dragons are also fireproof. So what's the whole point of shooting dragon fire at each other?
No, but I don't think that works here. I think the rules are different here. I think they look damn, because remember Cole's reaction to looking at Aegon, because I think he's burned and crippled now, but he's alive. So
maybe it's the extent of like the amount of time they're exposed to dragon fire that burns them. So they're not completely immune to dragon fire.
But at the same time, if that's correct, they're not immune to fall damage.
But then it also makes me question. Remember how Rhaenys' daughter, Laena, what was her name?
Yeah.
She was dying during childbirth, so she asks her dragon to burn her, which means that they can be burned.
Oh my God! Someone stop Wonjin. We're getting sidetracked so many times now.
Yeah. Well, we need some explanation here.
Okay, but don't you think from season 1, because we saw Laena get burned to death, they're not immune, basically, in this show at least. Okay. Maybe there is an explanation we missed, but I see where you're coming from. But like I said, the fall damage. But before we go into that, this I think they were just building up to this episode because there are so many smart moments in this episode. Because Aemond kind of holds his knife like he's gonna kill Aegon, and then Cole's like, Aemond, and then he just naturally puts it back. So that's up to interpretation, right? Oh, and R.I.P. to those 3 white cloaks who used to be Aegon's friend, and then they joined. Because as soon as Aemond goes back to Kin Landing with Aegon incapacitated, he's gonna fucking kill those kids. Like they looked at his shame. So one thing we learned from Aemond and Daemon is never insult them ever. Just be nice to them.
Don't laugh.
They will kill you in your sleep. And that was an interesting choice.
Yeah. And I mean, we already mentioned Cole and Aemond, but we have to mention this again. They strategically, this was like a very well thought out plan. Yeah. Because it means they already anticipated a dragon attack. Right. And they actually was kind of luring a dragon in. Yeah. I love how like camouflaged Vhagar was in the forest and everything. Yeah, that was pretty smart.
No, and the scene itself was also smart because Vhagar is a large dragon. How do you hide it? And it turns out you have like sentries of horns, like lined up so that this horn alerts this horn and it comes out. So I thought the scene, every part of the scene was clever.
Yeah.
But also it's what's wrong with Trish, Scott Walker?
Did you do something wrong, Scott?
But I want to mention this one, Jin. It just turns out, because now that I think Aemond is going to become king or a protector, like Stark was, like,
or he's gonna rule in place of Aegon while he recovers.
So see, this is a lesson of, because Aemond is in a way Daemon, and the show, remember, Daemon has his own dream sequence where he is like Aemond, right? Aemond becoming a king is going to be the worst thing for the Greens ever. And I think it's an intentional parallel between Daemon and Viserys' relationship and Aegon's and Aemond's relationship. Because remember, Aemond and Daemon are all like blood of the dragon.
Yeah.
That we learned from Game of Thrones. They're hot. But Viserys, despite disagreeing with his brother, always treated him with respect as much as he can. Not when he fucking crosses the line, but this contrasts with Aegon, the older brother. If you really think about it, if Aegon respected Aemond, none of this would happen.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I think this intentional parallel that like we as an audience can see, because like watching this season, Daemon becoming a king is the worst thing ever. Like he might be strategic in moments, but he's a complete like violent person.
And like you mentioned in our last podcast,
Yeah.
he has the talent of insulting people who already pledge allegiance to him, which is a horrible thing to do as a leader. Because
as a leader, you cannot rule with fear alone. And you know what's so sad? There's a reason why I said that. I felt bad for Aegon this episode. Your mother says, do nothing? Guys, remember in season 1, I don't want to be the king.
That's right.
I am not fit. You know, my father denied me.
And I also got to give some props to Aegon, because he picked up the courage to join that battle when he didn't have to.
But it was like, I know what you're saying, but it was such a, because he's so different from Joffrey in the fact that, remember in season 1, they hyped him up. Your father at the end changed his will. Here you go. Everyone's shouting, and then Aegon's like, "Fuck you!" Of course he's pumped up, and then you put him down, and you can't help but think Alicent was venting her stress on him.
Yeah,
because of
her frustration,
her aborting the baby, and that piece of shit Larys coming to gloat.
Yeah, and also, you know, like the fact that her father's not there to give advice,
and no one is respecting her opinion. I just found out that my dead husband didn't say my son's name. So like she just lashes out at her son at the worst possible moment. And that's why, and you know, I guess this is part of Viserys' fault too, now that I talk about it, because
and we see throughout in history, if you know, like a powerful king doesn't designate like a successor in a very clear manner, shit happens.
No, but here she, like, actually in Viserys' defense, he did. Alicent mistook that. So, like, he did. Because remember that awesome scene when he walks in the throne room?
Yeah.
Like,
and Daemon picks up the crown and gives it back to him.
Like, come on, if you're green side and you watch that scene, yeah, she loves her. Like, this is not changing. And then,
so maybe even, like, before he passed away, maybe he should have like abdicated and gave the throne to.
That's actually a good possibility.
Gave the throne to Rhaenys. Not Rhaenys. Rhaenyra.
I didn't make the bed properly. Now she's going to kill me. You can start now, Scott Walker. One day is fine, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what we see throughout history, even in modern history. Look at Vladimir Lenin. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but I do
all that power struggle.
Oh, another person I felt sympathetic for is Kristen Cole a little bit, because the way he ran to Aegon, Your Grace. I feel like Kristen Cole he has a mind of a child. Like, I feel like he is like this. He's a fanatic and a zealot because he is like really into that ideal. Because remember, he has really skin thin. Kingmaker, fuck you. But me fucking Alicent is fine. Everything is okay. But like I felt like that was a genuine concern for the kingship. And And the Cole actor is really good. Like I did, again, as a military commander. Like the show is great at presenting different sides of characters, right? Because when he saw Sunfire and Aegon coming in, I love how he didn't panic. He's like, "Man of Targaryen, your king has joined you.
Yeah,
we gotta go.
Charge.
Yeah, and then where's that signal? And then like his face acting when Vhagar arrives, he's like, "Oh yes, finally!" And then they should have done a close up of him when Vhagar actually did to Dracarys. He's like, "What the fuck?" And then, like shitting his pants.
Fire at the king.
Did you just do that? Because I mean, Cole is no idiot. Like that's treason. Like. They were tangled, yes, but that doesn't mean that sure.
Spitting fire is kind of unnecessary.
Yeah,
it is avoidable, but he did it. Okay.
What are you guys to talk about? Is there any truth or to the sweet talking about that these people, or is it just legend and story? No, this is about House of the Dragon. It's the HBO series that's a prequel to Game of Thrones, and it's about like a fantasy world. And there's a lot of kingdom politics and dragons. It's a very adult fantasy show, yeah.
Oh, and we also need to talk about Rhaenyra, of her also giving that talk of the
Song of Ice and Fire. That was really well done.
What's his name?
Jacaerys.
Oh, Jacaerys, that's right. And we know that she is now about to unleash this awesome power.
Yeah.
And I love how like the line she gave to the council was pretty badass. It's like, don't mistake my kindness as a weakness kind of thing.
No, but it turns out Jacaerys' counsel was correct because if she went, she would have died. Like there's no chance. But it's funny how,
or we never know because
no, but
if we had like two dragons.
No, I was gonna talk about that because like now that you brought it up, it did strike me as like very unstrategic for them to think like, what if they bring a dragon to the Greens? So I thought before watching the episode, at least two dragons should go. And remember last week I said Baela might be in danger. I wish Baela, because I felt like Baela was really good. Like so if Meleys and Baela went together, I felt that could have been a more dramatic moment.
Yeah.
Because
2-on-1 would like change the dynamic of the fight. Although Vhagar is big, we know that she's old.
Yeah. No, but like if you, I do feel like it is sort of a plot hole, or they should have explained something better. But like, because hey, you can imagine how Lord Corlys is gonna feel like now, and you know, Rhaenys' death is such a big blow to the Blacks, not only because she was a dragon rider, because she was a small council member, extremely loyal to Rhaenyra, and given like sage advice.
Yeah, and she's the one who gives like Rhaenyra support.
Yeah, and then like her missing is such a huge blow to the Blacks. But the good thing is the Greens, I guess Aemond becoming the leader is also not a good thing.
Yeah, they themselves are already having like internal struggle.
Yeah.
So I think it's applying to both sides. We also need to mention the council meeting. Like with Rhaenyra and Rhaenys, we can clearly see that those lords don't really respect women. But when like the moment Lord Corlys walks in, they're like they all like just shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
Yeah,
they need to be manhandled. And
not just that, Lord Corlys has a lot of achievement under his belt, so I think that plays a big part too. Because Rhaenyra is a fresh king and fresh queen. Fresh queen. So that has, you know, you gotta have achievement to legitimize yourself, right? And another thing I do wonder is, now with Aegon incapacitated, whether like Aemond, I think Alicent will ask Aemond to bring back Otto Hightower as a hand, because I think they're going to be more politicking. But I think
I don't know. But do you think Aemond will listen to Alicent? Because he's the one who's tight with what's his name?
Yeah, Cole.
Cole, yeah.
No, so I think like she's gonna try, and then Aemond is gonna just become this dictator like Daemon, you know, like a mini Daemon basically. Because if you notice Daemon, he's so haughty, so arrogant, you know, very very forthcoming about his Targaryen lineage. But I think Aemond, I guess I don't know, but we haven't seen Aemond interact with subordinates like that, though. Okay, in his defense, though. But we do get the sense that he is bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah, very. So that'll be... Oh, but big shout out to Jace. Like, Jace is such a... Like, he's the son that Alicent wished Aegon was.
Yeah.
Jason is such a good son. Like, he's like, Mother, I only wanted to do my duty. And he actually proposes himself. And then...
I'll go.
Yeah. And then I love how he gets angry. Like, you know... Even family fight, the blacks have more class. It's all subtle. Your vassals were fighting for you, mother. I'm like, cry, baby. What do I do, mom? Jace, huh? I'm dignified. I'm the heir. And then, like, I like how he takes his responsibility very, very seriously.
Although he's young.
Yeah. Like, his hair should be, like, silver. He's very Targaryen in that aspect. Which Game of Thrones I like that girl who had that bond with the dragon? Would you call? Yeah. Scott Walker. Like her name is Daenerys, and she was one of the main characters of Game of Thrones. And this deals with her ancestors, her dynasty, dynastical ancestors.
And like you said, I think it's very much like an animal and human bond.
Yeah,
they grow up together.
Yeah,
they're like family.
Because I mean, Meleys was the strongest. You know, I love how like. Rhaenys leans on her. We're up to a war again, old girl. And then Meleys was so, and the way she walked in was like, oh, mama, like so happy to see Rhaenys. And then that was a very like touching moment.
You know, after seeing this episode, I now want to see Caraxes in action.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But we've seen him in action in season 1, though. You mean him against dragons?
Yeah. Because I wonder how he's going to fare against other dragons. Because we just get this feeling that there's something sinister about this dragon.
Caraxes is like the most evil look. Like, I feel like he's going to use his neck a lot. Like, and then like, because like here, I don't think this is a spoiler. I think even us who are new to this like story, we're definitely gonna see Daemon and Aemond fight on Dragonback. Like that's building up. I don't know if it's this season, but it's so obvious it's gonna happen. But I think this episode is a hint. I think Caraxes is gonna fight real dirty.
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be vicious.
Like and then like eye poking, just none of the respectful things.
Like out of the rules.
Yeah, or. Hey, another great thing is like I would like to see next time like a maneuver because Meleys did a maneuver and then hit back, and when Sunfire was trying to get away, Meleys went for the wings, and when it's against Vhagar, like Meleys is smart enough to go for the stomach, with the claw. So I do think what you say is very interesting because I do think Caraxes is gonna bring in some interesting fight tactics.
You know, watching these dragons fight kind of reminded me and wanted to bring back those like White Walker bosses who threw that lance and just killed a dragon in an instant.
Oh my god! Yeah. Hey, but now that you said that, why didn't Rook rest the? Why didn't Cole bring any scorpions? You know what I mean?
That's also a question.
Yeah.
Because they were anticipating a dragon. Why not bring a scorpion?
Yeah. Zezzy, you think so? What do you mean? Which one are you talking about? No, the Daenerys was gifted those eggs, and then she helped hatch those dragons.
And you know, by then, you know, dragons were just like a myth because they were all extinct, and those eggs they didn't think that it was gonna hatch. Yeah.
Are there any similarities to American Dragon and Dragonheart with these dragons? Every dragon is different depending on the show or the novel, I think. Scott Walker, but I think these dragons are more correctly called drakes because they have 4 limbs and their arms acts as wings. So it's more, I guess, more like biologically accurate to real animals.
Yeah,
but
if dragons are real, what would happen if they're around today? They'd be captured, put in the zoo, something. What would happen to them if they're around today?
No, we'll kill all of them.
Yeah, I swear.
Human beings will kill all of them.
Humans are gonna like capture them.
What do you think about the dragon design, Zezzy? Oh, I actually, my favorite is actually Meleys. Yeah, I like how, I think you said it like 2 years ago because didn't you say Meleys had that horn like a crown? Yeah, she like a queen's crown.
It's like kind of regal in the way it looks.
Yeah, so like Meleys, I really because I think her dragon is the most resembling the Drogon and the later dragons, right?
My favorite would be Drogon because we can tell that this is like a teenage boy dragon. You can see that it's so confident.
What do you think about Vhagar, though?
It looks old. It reminds me of like an old iguana or something. Because you know the neck thing.
Are you trying to say you don't like it?
I'm not a big fan. I mean, yes, it's big, but it doesn't really look like an aggressive dragon.
You think so? You're saying you wish it was more of the classic look of dragons we think about, because this one definitely has like that dinosaur, iguana. My sins are sagging vibe, and another thing. Oh, now that you mentioned that, ZZ, one thing I wish they did was like show different kind of fires coming out of dragons.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're all fire, but remember how like red, green, and blue pixels, we see that? I wish we could get like sort of a personal fire color for each dragon, because I assume Vhagar has such a large furnace body that it should be more like magmatic, or like magma.
Oh, okay, the dragon in Latin means devil, I think. Am I right? Let's see. Define dragon. What's the origin of the word? It comes from Greek serpent. Drakon, it means snake. It's a serpent.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh man, but that was one hell of a dragon bottle worth the wait. I really enjoyed like the filming, the scening. I mean, but one minor gripe is I did wish we got maybe more scenes of the people underground dying. Maybe one minor gripe. Oh, but before we forget, dragon on dragon violence is completely wrong. Once those guys entered the battle, like remember that line from the start of the episode? Aemond was like, "This war will be won by men, men supporting the dragons." And then when Meleys goes, "Dragon!" what support? Like everyone's losing their shit. I was like, huh? So it would be like one little hope. I wish we get like a dragon squad. That's why I mentioned the scorpion, because as this like fight escalates, I'm assuming we even saw that in season 1 with those guys.
Yeah, we need like an anti-dragon team.
Exactly, like anti-dragon warfare. Like Cole has that team of scorpions and guerrilla tactics, and I think you were trying to say this. Like, so I would like that sophisticated stuff too. Because when Aemond said men will support the dragons,
it kind of reminded me of how like the Germans started using tanks like in a different tactic, in a strategically in a different way.
Oh, right.
Compared to World War I, because like the Blitzkrieg was centered around these armored forces. And the foot soldiers, like Aemond says, they were basically in like a supporting role next to the tanks.
I didn't want to talk about this because it's gonna get longer, but it did make me think, why aren't the dragons armored? Like, I guess it's because they never had to have dragon on dragon battle. But it would be interesting if they like upgrade their dragon gear, because the neck, like, don't you think like you should have something encase that or something with like Valyrian like metalwork?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's probably rare, and I can kind of tell why, because I don't think any human material will be powerful enough to shield the dragon from a dragon bite, maybe.
Or they already have scorpions, so. But I did find that clip interesting in Rhaenys. Did they have clip in medieval times? That was kind of weird.
Well, not a clip. I think, it did remind me of a clip, but I think it was for like more extreme maneuver.
Okay. No, but I'm just saying, like, isn't that technology like 20th century? Like the hitch itself?
Maybe.
Okay. But doesn't matter. I'm just saying, now that we brought it up, I wish they had armor on and like dragon on dragon coordination. Like Jace blowing a horn to Bela and then they doing. Okay, we're going too far. Let's give a number grade.
I would give this episode.
I give this a 10.
I would give it a 9.
9? Not perfect?
Yeah. Because I think for this episode to be perfect, it needs more drama with the dragon action. I mean, yes, it was. It was like worth the buildup, but I think, like I said, maybe it should have been more violence, like Meleys' neck falling off, and something that kind of like terrifies
Someone
us.
help Wonjin.
Because so far, the impression we have about dragons is that they're invincible, but I kind of hope to I had hoped to see that like dragon against another dragon is just it's just like any violence between any other animals.
Well, okay, I respect your opinion, but I thought it was just like I already thought it was violent. Like,
because remember in season 1 when Luke gets killed, that dragon gets bitten into pieces. That was like the shock that I was expecting, but it was just like.
No, but Meleys is the biggest dragon from the Black, so I guess she has better neck strength. But because like I actually have the opposite. I thought the violence was just right because this is the first time we see a dragon clawing another dragon, right? And that was a shock to me, like because it never occurred to me. I thought they were going to Dracarys each other.
You know, if they clawed, another one would be like if they claw another dragon's stomach, like the guts fall out or something. Because that's just like a scratch.
The boys have corrupted you.
Maybe it's because we're watching these two shows simultaneously.
Yeah, the boys have corrupted you. I thought it was pretty violent because but I was more amused by how remember when Aegon falls, it explodes a little. So I thought that was like the combustion thing happening. So I thought that I thought it was enough violence and creativity, and I give it a 10 because I feel like this is a perfect like middle episode. And I think they have to save up for another dragon battle, possibly for the finale. Yeah. So I thought this was the right dose.
So maybe in the upcoming battles between dragons, maybe we're gonna see some more action, more violence,
and more dynamic, as in like not only dragon to dragon, but here because it was basically dragon on dragon. The humans play no part.
They just scream and run around.
Yeah, but if it's like a dragon to dragon, and both sides with anti-dragon machinery and squads, that'll be even more interesting. Where scorpions like flying left and right, and then Daemon appears and Vhagar appears. There's scorpions flying around, like trying to hook the dragons when they fall down. Because when Vhagar fall, like realistically, they could have like a bear trap mode or something. Some contraption, some crazy shit. So anyway, JoeJinMovieSoAwesome give this a 9.5.
Yeah.
It was one of the best
good episode.
One of the best episodes in the season. Maybe when the season is over, we can talk about what was the best character, what was the best story, like, and all that. Your hair looks so good today, Jim.
Thank you.
Oh, what about Joe? Your hair looks also good.
Why didn't they do a sequel to the dragon movie Aegon? Maybe the reception was pretty poor.
I didn't even know there was a movie called Aegon.
I think that movie had like Jeremy Irons in it or something.
Really? I did love Train Your Dragon. Train Your Dragon was awesome. Hey,
what do you want to eat tonight? We're not too sure, but
let's talk about all of this
in our Let's Talk session,
where we're going to talk about the Gladiator 2 trailer and everything you guys want to talk about.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
This has been So Awesome Movie JoeJin. I was Joe. I am Joe.
You are Joe.
Yeah.
I am Wonjin.
We'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, so awesome, Wonjin. Like if we rewind it, that's probably how it sounds. Oh, so awesome, That's Targaryen for fuck you. That's how long it takes for them.